Hey, yo, what's up? This Disciple Marcello Kearns back with part 4 of a national leader, mysterious and not understood. A national leader, mysterious and not understood. Okay, so basically, we covered what a national leader is. We've covered that. Now I'm getting into the woes of the actual culture. Things that basically now that things I'm hitting on now is what a national leader should be covering. So basically now you're seeing what it should be up to date, what a national leader should be up to date, the issues that we should be talking about. So now I'm making it plain to you. Now I'm showing you in display, basically, what it should be, what a national leader should be, the issues that should be talked about. You know what I'm saying? These Muslims can ride around, do whatever they want. They get passes for everything. They get the utmost respect, while other religions suffer in this country. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, no one cares what they think. No one cares what Muslims think. No one cares what these other religions think. They get the utmost respect, you know, every time they go through, pass through, breeze through, slide through, whatever, however you want to put it. I mean, you look at the Taliban, that shows you how the American government feels. They up there trying to negotiate. Biden talking about, I would judge them by their actions. Bruh, the actions has already spoken for who they are. For itself. They have already showed you. What are you talking about? You waiting for more? Is that what you saying? Is that what you trying to say? You can judge them on what they're gonna do now in the present situation? And you've already seen them in action. To me, that's just what I'm talking about, man. That's just that passive pushover kind of leadership, and that we don't need, you know, in this country, man. I can't even imagine what this new generation, and look, it ain't got nothing to do with age. It has something to do with the perspective. I can't even imagine what they gonna be on, man. If we make it that far, beyond all these people that are just getting old anyway, like, because Biden ain't gonna be able to do it. None of this too much longer anyway. I mean, Donald Trump either. Hillary and them, all them, none of them either. So it's gonna have to be eventually some young blood. And can you imagine? Some people will say, well, you know, they might have they might be more reasonable, but I don't think they're going to be more aggressive. Nah, I don't think they're going to be more aggressive. Not in war, I don't think so. Nah. I think that's something we really, honestly, we never had properly. The right aggression put in the proper place. You know, the aggression is misplaced. The hate is misplaced. Everything in this country is misplaced. You know what I mean? The adversaries that we pick are misplaced. Russia is only, in my opinion, considered an adversary because they are the closest thing to America. America don't want nobody close to them, to be like them. Think about it. They have not made it have they ever in their philosophy made you feel they want somebody standing side by side with them? Hear what I just said now. In their philosophies and the way they talk, have you ever heard them say anything that make you say, yeah, they want a country to be just as strong and powerful as them? I haven't seen it. They like that is part of their strategy, is having the upper hand over the world. And that's why I think they don't like Russia. They don't like Russia because Russia is the closest thing to America. And Russia don't play no games. They're not going to sit back and just let America bully them and play with them and allow the American perspective of Russia to rule over the rest of the world. They stand on their own, and they make they time after time triumph over America's perspective of them. That's why they are despised, because they stand alone. They do not submit to America. You got to look at things for what it is, man. Like I said, it ain't no saints in this. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no angels in this. And I feel that's what it is, man. It's like a business. Russia is the closest thing. You got Burger King and you got McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? You know, why you gonna try to make them just as good as you? Why you gonna pat them on the back and say, yeah, your fries were so good, they just about good as mine, you know? Maybe we should sell them in our stores. They're not gonna say no foolishness like that. That's what I'm saying. They looking at it as this business thing. This business, they looking at it as a business competition between countries. That's what it looks like. Because America is quick to put their mouth on Russia, but you don't see no evidence. You don't see nothing ever manifest and that is tangible that they talk about when it comes to Russia. All they can tell you about is ghostly figures in the fog. That's all they can tell you about. And they give you this adversary perspective without any reality. Without any reality. That's being real, man. Because how I see it, and y'all don't want to face it. Y'all don't want to face it. But just like everyone always say, your worst enemy is you. It applies to everything. It applies to the selfness, if you will, of any and everything. America is its own worst enemy. And you don't see it. It's hurting you, harming you, holding you back, dogging you. Do I need to go into it? Am I making this up? It applies here too. It's your own. It has become your enemy. You don't want to accept it though. That's why some of you patriots will never accept it. And let's keep it 100. That's what you need to do. I think that you would rather die than depart from America. You want to die with America in whatever state it's in. Well, you need to let that be known. Instead of sitting up, be real about your patriotism, about being a patriot for America, instead of actually acting like America is doing the right thing. Just be 100. Just say, I'm willing to die with America, rain, sun, or shine. That's what you need to say. But don't get on national TV. Don't get on these radio stations. Don't get on all these platforms, even on the internet, acting like America is so spotless, like her boo-boo don't stink. Okay? Please don't do that. Because as you can see, we don't agree with each other. We find fault in each other. So where really is the patriotism? Where's the real substance of the patriotism? Where's the real substance that everybody should be holding on to make us so dearly loyal to America? I don't see it, because all I see is Republicans pointing out Democrats and Democrats pointing out Republicans, and they're all doing a good job at that, proving that no one is right. That I shouldn't follow nobody. That's what I see. That's what I see. I shouldn't follow nobody here. Because I'm looking at what both of you saying. I'm going to look at what your enemy is saying. I'm going to look at the credibility of what they saying, the factuality and the evidence of what they saying. If that all lines up, all of those dynamics line up, then brother, they right about it. And that's for the Democrats, that's for the Republicans. You know, and basically America is now an enemy against itself, against its own people. And that's how you know something, because see, it's all about control, okay? The biggest struggle you have going on, if you people don't know, a lot of people don't know this out there in American land, and that's no particular race when I say you people, okay, for you sensitive people, okay? There's a huge political race type war having to go on. I put it that way. It has to be going on because of all the things that's been going on with Donald Trump and his supporters, all the disagreements between the people based on those things that his supporters been doing and Donald Trump has been doing. There has to be a hidden war, race war, tug of war between the whites, the racist whites and the non-racist whites. They're going to war with each other like never before. You don't know this. The Democrats and the Republicans, and the Republicans among themselves, and the Democrats among themselves. There's the whites are going to war against themselves, and it comes back to what I'm saying. Being your own worst enemy. That's what America's becoming. Being your own hindrance. Being your own obstacle. That's what you're being. That's what you're doing. You know? And so while everybody is just like, oh, well, America could just be good if everybody could just love America. If everybody could just start respecting America for what it is. Respecting America for what it is. Are you serious? There's really nothing to respect. Freedom? Freedom for who? Freedom for who? Because every time I step out this door as a black person or a person that's perceived to be black, as long as I'm perceived to be black, it's always this funny treatment. Like you ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that comes back, look, to what I said earlier. Your own worst enemy. That's among black people too. They sit up and treat you like you ain't nothing. Talk to you like you ain't nothing. Blame stuff on you ain't even do. All kind of crazy stuff. So if you look at all of America, with that being said, the African American side, black on black crime, hate among each other, white people, same thing, hate on each other. Your worst enemy is right here. It ain't Russia. It's right here. No matter what, you can't run from it. You can't run from it unless you are, and I'm just keeping 100, unless you kind of irrelevant in America. You one of those races or ethnicities that's overlooked. But if you are black or white, man, you have an enemy in America. That's just what it is. And you blessed if you are not black. I'm keep it real. If you're not black or white, you blessed in a way as far as war, man. Because if your ethnicity is something that no one really knows or really know about or really pay attention to, or that's in the entertainment or into any of those things, you're kind of lucky, because all you got to do is duck your head. I'm just being real. But if you are black or you are white, man, you got so many things to deal with among your own people. Not even black and white against each other. Your own people, white people, you got to go fight among yourselves. Whether if you're a Democrat, Republican, all those things, you got to fight to stand for what's right. It's not easy, because Republicans see Democrats, even if they're white, they see them just as nothing, just like anything else they don't like. A lot of people say, "Oh well, you know, we have to agree, they have that agree to disagree mentality," but it's not really demonstrated. They'll say that, okay, but it's not demonstrated. You know, it's everything in America is always, it's a good on paper kind of situation. It looks good on paper, but it's not manifesting though. It's not manifesting. No one has the capacity to love like they need to. No one has the capacity to overlook their own issues like they need to. No one has the capacity to take responsibility for their actions like they need to. So all we have is no one able to crystallize or materialize what they need to. Nothing is crystallizing, nothing is materializing, nothing is manifesting. It needs to manifest. It's all good on paper in America. You got all these philosophers, political philosophers, you know what I'm saying, street philosophers, black philosophers, white philosophers, all these philosophers. All this stuff sounds good, tastes sweet in it going down, but it doesn't manifest to nothing, man. It don't manifest to nothing. Because in my opinion, it's too much greed. Greed among whites or blacks separates whites against whites and blacks against blacks. Greed is the whole separation. Desperation and greed. Those two dynamics in this community, in America, is the separation points. You got people so desperate they're willing to do anything. They'll sell out their kid. They'll pimp their kid out to do all kind of things with their kid to catch people doing things. Like, for instance, the hot thing that's going on in America now is the pedophilia operations, where they use kids and around people they suspect as pedophiles, and they walk them back and forth and walk them around. You're pimping your kid out, man. Because what if that guy or that woman flips out and just happens to kill the kid? Then what are you going to say? You're going to be so regretful. If God didn't tell you to do that, to use kids as a snare or a bait, which I think it's unwise, because what if the kid dies? What if the person just flips out and do something to the kid? Then you're going to be regretful for the rest of your life. That's not wisdom. Those are man-made methods. Those are man-made methods that man has made up because he lacks spirituality to see who's who. Because I don't have a problem with seeing who's who. I don't have a problem with that. That's not my struggle. That's why you see my nose on my face. You see my lips on everything. You don't see no scars or nothing. I don't have a problem with seeing who's who. The only man that has a problem with seeing who's who for who they really are is the man that lacks spirituality. That's the man that has the problem. That's why the white man, I hate to keep it 100, I'm not racist, but the white community runs America. So there's a white culture and white influence. So I have to say it how it is without sugarcoating it. That's the tribe. I'm not racist though, all right? The white tribe in America, as far as American culture, and I would say specifically the white tribe in law enforcement, lacks spirituality so badly that they use children to try to catch pedophiles. That's how desperate they are. Because they lack spirituality. That's what the problem is. So let me say it all over again so you don't get it twisted. The white tribe that dominates law enforcement, FBI, CIA, police, PDs all across the country. The white tribe, the European tribe dominates those entities or institutions, if you will. Okay? What we see, obviously, is that they lack spirituality. They don't depend on spirituality. They think that's a weak man or a poor man's con game. A lot of them do. They think we rely on it because we don't have nothing, so we have to pray our way through life. You know, that's how they see it. They think your spirituality is based on the fact that you don't have anything, so you have to pray week to week to keep things in your life. That's why they think that you're spiritual in the first place. So being that they have things in technologies and things that they see that you don't know about, they don't feel that there is a God, especially with all the crimes and things that they see. They don't feel that way. So this is part of the reason why they don't rely on spirituality. So what they use, a lot of these agents use, is human science. How to understand human science to catch people. And what they do is they use children for pedophilia. Pedophile guys or women, they use children to see how their body language is and how they respond and interact with children. And to be real, with all the drugs that people are doing, with all the mental sickness that people have, with all the craziness that people are facing in their own personal life, not to mention COVID, living in a COVID era, you can't go by body language anymore. People are on too many drugs. People are too high and too drunk for you to read their body language. That's an intoxicated body language. That part. That's a mental sickness body language. That part. That's a body language that sees you for who you are. That part. Because my body language is, I see you for who you are, for what you're really doing. It's not that I am cautious or even have something to hide. No, I am spiritual, so I am picking up on what you're doing. So my whole position is because I sense that you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. And that's too deep for some people. But I'm sensing what the real situation is. And you're looking at that as being guilty of something. Nah, I already peep you out for I can feel what's going on in the atmosphere. You don't trust in that though. I do. I have proven that that is real. Okay? Through Christ Jesus. Jesus has revealed himself in my life. I can't speak for anyone else. People see that people that play with my life they got problems. Cities and everything. So that lets you know where my spirituality is at as far as rank. So when I come into a building or I'm walking on the streets and I see certain things in the path of my life, and I know that that's usually probably impossible for the window of that to happen with the Pacifics in it already, that I know is an enemy that's trying to accuse with the exact Pacifics in the exact window of time that I'm passing by. That's the enemy. If somebody's accusing you of being a dope dealer, and then as soon as you go by, all you see is a crackhead, or you see police going around, what are you going to think? If they already accusing you of being a dope dealer, hear what I said. This is just an example. You go outside, right? You go to Walgreens. You come back. You hit the block. You see a police hit one corner. You see two crackheads. A crackhead come up to you and ask you something. I'm going to throw that in there. What are you going to think that's going on? That's a whole setup, bruh. And you sensing that. So it's not that you have something to hide. It's that you sensing the real operation. All right, let me come back with another part. I got to come back with